Many people think speech is just sound, just something we do every day without much thought. But in truth, words are powerful. They can create peace, or they can bring pain. One sentence can heal a heart. Another sentence can break it. In daily life, we speak to friends, family, co-workers. Sometimes we speak out of habit, without thinking. But every word we say has energy. That energy moves from our mouth into the world. Once released, it cannot be taken back. Like an arrow, once it leaves the bow, it flies forward and hits something. If we are not careful, our words can become arrows that hurt others. Some people believe that actions are more important than words. Yes, actions do matter. But speech is also a kind of action. It shows what is in our mind. It reveals our thoughts, our emotions, our view of the world. Speech is not separate from who we are. It is part of our being. Many problems in life come from misunderstanding. Often the misunderstanding comes from speech. We say something in a moment of anger, or we use words that are unclear or too sharp. Then the other person feels hurt. From this, distance grows. Trust is damaged, and suffering begins. But it does not have to be this way. If we pay attention to how we speak, we can build strong connections. We can support others. We can make people feel safe, respected, and valued. Speech becomes a bridge, not a wall. When we begin to see speech as important, we become more careful. We do not try to be perfect, but we start to watch ourselves. We ask, is this word necessary? Is it helpful? Is it kind? This is not about being silent. It is about speaking with care. To speak well is not a small thing. It is a daily practice, a kind of training, not just for the mouth, but for the heart. Because kind speech does not begin on the tongue. It begins in a kind mind. Before we speak, there is silence. Silence is not empty. It is full of life. It is the space where thoughts rise, where feelings appear. If we stay with that silence, even for a short time, we can begin to understand what is really going on inside us. Today, many people are uncomfortable with silence. When there is no sound, they feel nervous. They turn on the TV, play music, or check their phone. But silence is not something to escape. It is something to return to. In silence, we can see more clearly. We can hear the voice beneath the noise. When we speak from silence, our words become more real. They come from a place of calm, not from fear or habit. They carry more meaning. They touch others in a deeper way. We are not just reacting, we are responding. Some people think silence means weakness, but silence is not weakness. It is strength. It takes strength to be still, to not rush, to wait, to feel. It is in this waiting that wise speech is born. Many times, we speak too quickly. We feel something and speak right away. But not every feeling needs to become words. Not every thought needs to be shared. If we sit with it first, if we let the silence hold it, then we can choose our words with care. Speaking from silence does not mean we speak less. It means we speak better. We say what needs to be said, and we leave the rest. We do not fill the space with noise. We offer words like water to dry soil, gently, slowly, with purpose. Sometimes the most powerful words come after a pause. That pause is where silence lives. And in that silence, we find the truth behind our speech. We learn to ask ourselves, why do I want to say this? What is the reason? What is my heart doing right now? The more we return to silence, the more peaceful our words become. And when our words are peaceful, they help the world become a little more peaceful too. When we say something hurtful, it often seems like it comes from the moment. But if we look deeper, we see it started long before. Harmful speech begins in the heart, long before it reaches the lips. To speak with care, we must understand where hurtful words are born. Often they come from strong emotions, anger, jealousy, fear, or pride. These emotions cloud our thinking. They push us to speak quickly, to defend ourselves, or to attack others. In that moment, we may believe we are right. But right or wrong does not matter if the words create pain. For example, if someone criticizes us, we may want to speak back with sharp words, not because it helps, but because we feel small and we want to feel big again. Or if we feel ignored, we might use loud or angry speech to be noticed. The true problem is not the other person. It is the feeling inside us that we have not yet seen clearly. Sometimes we hurt others with jokes or sarcasm. We smile while we speak, but our words carry hidden pain. Maybe we are trying to feel superior, or maybe we are covering our own sadness. These are signs that our speech is not just about communication. It is about trying to control how we feel. To recognize the root of harmful speech, we need honesty. Not toward others, but toward ourselves. What am I really feeling? Why do I want to say this? What result am I hoping for? When we ask these questions before speaking, we become more aware. That awareness is the beginning of change. This does not mean we must stop feeling anger or sadness. Emotions are natural, but we do not have to turn them into weapons. We can notice them, feel them, and still choose gentle speech. This takes practice. But over time, it becomes easier. Words are like seeds. If the seed comes from anger, the fruit will be bitter. If it comes from peace, the fruit will be sweet. So, before we speak, we check the seed. We ask ourselves, where is this coming from? By seeing clearly, we can stop harm before it begins. There is a small moment between feeling and speaking. That moment is quiet, like the space between breaths. It is easy to miss. But if we learn to notice it, that pause can change everything. In many situations, we react quickly. Someone says something rude, and we answer without thinking. We feel hurt, and we throw out words like stones. But if we pause, even for just a few seconds, we give ourselves a chance to choose a better response. The pause is not silence for silence's sake. It is a doorway. It gives us space to look inside and ask, what am I really feeling? What do I want to create with my words? In that space, we can decide if our speech will bring connection or separation. Some people believe fast speech means confidence, but real confidence often speaks slowly. It comes from calm, not from pressure. A short pause shows strength. It means we are not controlled by emotion or ego. We are choosing, not reacting. Of course, pausing is not always easy. We live in a fast world. People expect answers now. Phones, messages, news, they all move quickly. But when everything moves fast, slow is powerful. A pause gives us clarity. In that clarity, we can speak with more care. Sometimes, a pause helps us realize we don't need to speak at all. Not every situation needs our voice. Some things fix themselves. Some words once spoken only make things worse. In these moments, silence is the wiser path. Even a deep breath can be a pause. One breath can calm the body and slow the mind. With that breath, our words change. They become softer, more honest, more human. People can feel the difference. They can hear that we are speaking from steadiness, not stress. Over time, this pause becomes a habit. It becomes part of how we speak, how we live. It protects our relationships. It protects our peace of mind. It gives us the freedom to respond with care instead of regret. So when the next strong feeling comes, try this. Stop. Breathe. Feel. Then speak. That small pause may be the beginning of a better conversation and a better life. Many people believe that speaking the truth is always the right thing, and it is true. Honesty is important, but truth without kindness can become a weapon. Words that are true can still hurt deeply if they are spoken without care. There is a way to speak the truth that helps, and a way that harms. The difference is not in the words themselves, but in how and why we use them. Are we speaking to help someone grow or to make them feel small? Are we sharing truth to connect or to control? Sometimes people say, "I'm just being honest," after saying something painful. But real honesty is not cold or sharp. It is warm. It respects the person we are speaking to. It sees their heart. When we speak with both truth and kindness, people are more willing to listen. They feel safe, not attacked. We must ask ourselves, does this truth need to be said? Is now the right time? Am I the right person to say it? If we answer yes, then we must also ask, can I say it in a way that does not cause harm? Kindness is not weakness. It is strength with softness. It takes great strength to be honest without being harsh. It is easy to speak truth in anger. It is harder to speak truth in love. But that is the kind of speech that changes lives. There are times when truth must be firm. When someone is causing harm, we may need to speak clearly and directly. But even then, we can choose our words with care. We can speak in a way that focuses on the issue, not on blame. Truth and kindness are like two wings. One without the other cannot fly. When we speak with both, our words can lift people up, not push them down. This balance is not something we master in one day. It is a lifelong practice. Sometimes we fail, sometimes we speak too sharply, or stay silent when we should speak. That is part of learning. Each time we can begin again. When we bring honesty and care together, our speech becomes a gift, one that heals, supports, and connects. We often think of good speech as the ability to say the right thing. But before good speech, there must be good listening. Without listening, our words are guesses. With listening, our words can touch what is real. Listening is not just being quiet while someone else talks. True listening means giving full attention, with the ears, the mind, and the heart. It means we are not waiting to speak. We are not thinking about our reply. We are just there, fully present with the other person. When someone feels truly heard, something changes in them. They feel seen. They feel respected. They feel safe. And when they feel safe, they open. From that openness, real connection grows. Then, when we speak, our words are more likely to land gently and be received. Many problems in relationships begin not with speaking, but with not listening. We hear only the surface of what someone says. We miss the emotion beneath. Or we interrupt, trying to fix, explain, or defend. But sometimes people don't need solutions. They just need space to speak and be heard. If we listen carefully, we may notice that the other person's pain is not so different from our own. Their anger, sadness, or confusion may reflect something we've felt too. This understanding softens us. It helps our words come from a place of care, not judgment. Listening also helps us know when to speak and when to stay silent. Some moments ask for words, others ask for presence. When we are tuned in, we can feel the difference. It is also important to listen to ourselves. Before we speak, we can pause and listen inward. What is happening in my body? What is this feeling? Is my speech coming from tension or calm? This kind of inner listening supports wise and gentle speech. Listening is a practice. It takes time to get better at it. But every moment we give someone our full attention, we are training ourselves. We are building the base for words that help, not hurt. Right speech begins with right listening. When we listen well, our words naturally become more thoughtful, more helpful, and more kind. Speaking with care is not just something we do in big moments. It is something we practice every day, in small conversations, with the people closest to us. Like any skill, it grows stronger through regular training. We do not need special tools. Our daily life is our training ground. Each time we speak, we have a chance to practice. Even saying good morning can be a practice in tone. Are we rushed, cold, or are we offering a simple moment of warmth? These small choices shape our relationships more than we think. One useful practice is to slow down our speech. Not too slow, but just enough to notice what we are saying. This gives us space to choose words that fit the moment. Fast speech often leads to careless words. A little slowness brings more awareness. Another practice is to observe how others respond to our words. Do their faces tighten? Do they look away? Or do they relax and smile? The reactions of others can teach us a lot. They reflect the energy our speech carries. We don't need to judge ourselves. Just observe and learn. We can also reflect at the end of the day. What did I say today that helped someone? What did I say that caused tension? This is not for blame, but for growth. With gentle attention, we start to see patterns. Maybe we interrupt often. Maybe we use sarcasm. Awareness is the first step to change. Some days we will make mistakes. We will speak in ways we regret. That's natural. What matters is how we respond. We can apologize. We can try again. In this way, even our mistakes become part of the practice. Skillful speech is not about being perfect. It is about being sincere. When people feel our sincerity, they are more likely to forgive our mistakes and trust our words. Over time, we notice that our speech becomes softer, clearer, and more supportive. And not only that, we feel more peaceful inside. Because when our words come from care, they also bring care back to us. Training the tongue is really training the heart. And that training happens one word at a time, one day at a time. Speaking with care is not always easy, but it is always meaningful. Each word we choose has the power to build or to break, to bring someone closer or push them away. When we understand this, we begin to treat speech with the same respect we give to our most important actions. Careful speech is not about being quiet all the time. It is not about always agreeing or avoiding difficult topics. It is about choosing words that are true, words that respect others, and words that come from a clear and steady place within us. This kind of speech supports trust, healing, and connection. The more we practice, the more we notice how often we speak out of habit, emotion, or a desire to control. And the more we notice, the more choice we have. We don't need to be perfect. What matters is that we are paying attention and that we are willing to learn. Living with careful speech changes how we relate to others and also how we relate to ourselves. When our words become more gentle and honest, our mind also becomes more peaceful. We feel less regret, less tension, and more ease. Our relationships become more open. And slowly, the world around us becomes a little softer. This is not a one-time change. It is a lifelong journey. Some days will feel natural. Other days, we will struggle. But even one kind word, spoken with care, can have a deep impact. One moment of silence before speaking can prevent harm. These small choices, repeated over time, create a more compassionate life. If you've watched this far, thank you. I am deeply grateful for your presence here. Your time and attention are not taken for granted. If you found this helpful, I truly appreciate your likes, your thoughtful comments, your messages of support, and your kindness in using the Super Thanks feature. And to those who have subscribed to this channel, thank you very much. Your support allows these teachings to continue reaching those who may benefit from them. May your words bring warmth and peace to those around you. And may your speech reflect the quiet strength within your heart,